This morning, stabbing rampage. A man dead and a woman injured after her former partner attacks in a busy Sydney restaurant.
And my mates were just outside, we were freaking out. We were like, no, we got to help him.
We are live as horrified diners share their stories.
Breaking overnight, shark attack. A young surfer loses 3/4 of his thigh in a vicious mauling.
New this morning, welfare crackdown, the controversial plan to deduct rent from pensions before payday.
Plus, why kids' toys could soon come in plain packaging, just like cigarettes.
Also, reckless and stupid. The drivers getting in the way of firefighters on the road.
Ian Thorpe live, the swimming legend, on his new life and new project out of the pool.
And $40,000 jackpot. We are calling today's big winner on this Thursday, the 31st of March 2016.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise on 7. Now live from Recce Central, Koshi and Nat.
Hello, we have kicked off the countdown to the first cash cow call we could be calling you.
Big day today. We're looking forward to interviewing Ian Thorpe dropping by. We have not heard from him for a while, so can't wait for that. We're going to be talking about what he's up to. So stay tuned for that. But we'll begin with the day's news. Here's Eddie.
Thank you very much, Nat. A man is dead and a woman has suffered serious injuries at a Sydney restaurant after her former partner burst in and went on a stabbing rampage. For more, we go live to Jessica Dietrich, who is at the scene. Jess, it happened in front of terrified diners. Thank you very much, Jess. Plenty more on this story throughout the morning. The former wife of the EgyptAir plane hijacker has broken her silence, saying she's upset and embarrassed by the ordeal. Her ex-husband pleaded guilty to a string of charges in court overnight and will spend at least the next 8 days behind bars. Probably the most bizarre part of that story, that British man behind that awkward selfie that we showed you yesterday on board the hijacked EgyptAir flight, become a bit of an internet hit, and we're beginning to hear a bit of the story behind it. 26-year-old Ben Innes has told the Sun newspaper in the UK. We were sitting around, I thought, why not? If he blows us up, it won't matter anyway. And as he went back to his seat, the other passengers evidently said, well, I won't use the exact language, but...
You idiot.
Yes. Like, what the hell are you doing? Honestly, why?
I think you'd be in shock. I don't reckon you would know how you would feel. It's easy for us to sit around and go, well, if I was hijacked, I would not do that and I would do that. You know,
I think I can 99% sure say if I was in the situation, I wouldn't do that.
It does, I'm going to sound really old now, it sort of does sum up the confidence of a young generation now, isn't it? Yeah. You know,
one suicide bomber.
Yeah. Hey, want a selfie? But look at the grin on his.
I know. It's just
it's so funny.
Imagine the phone call from his mum afterwards.
Yeah, from a serious situation, at least you smile at that. Now to today's weather. Sam Mack is in Darlington Point in New South Wales supporting Aussie farmers.
Sunrise weather.
That is terrific. Something you've been very passionate about, Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely. Something we've been following for a few
time.
years, BioBale, as well as these guys who are doing an awesome job.
All right, coming up, the Aussie women show the fellas how to make a T20 final.
Go girls.
And the bunnies get a boost as Sam Burgess returns after injuring his neck.
And more than just a milestone, the AFL star celebrating his 300th game in memory of his sister.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
The Cash Cow is giving you double the chance to double your money this morning. Stand by the phone. We are counting down until we make today's first call. It's a whopping 40 grand, Nat. That's
pretty good amount.
To be in the running for our next draw, you need the code word, which is lady. Eddie, what have you got for us in entertainment?
Whoopi and Maya. It'll include a balm, tincture, sipping chocolate. Oh, that sounds interesting. And a bath soak.
What's tincture?
I think it's a cream.
Is it?
Like an application.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Okay,
to investigate my marijuana products and let you know, Nat.
Not up to date.
Let's have a look at the front pages around the country this morning. The Australian reports Malcolm Turnbull is struggling to overcome objections to his radical plan to give states and territories the power to impose their own income taxes that we talked about yesterday. And the Advertiser reports nurses in South Australia are threatening to turn away violent, drunk and drug-affected patients to curb attacks in hospital emergency departments.
It's 5:58 on Sunrise on 7.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise on 7. Now live from Recce Central, Koshi and Nat.
Hello, everyone. Countdown is on to that first cash cow call. $40,000 today.
Yep.
Who are we calling?
It's a biggie.
Don't know yet.
WA twice yesterday.
I know.
I believe that.
I know. I'd like to organise it, but we can't rig it.
And that's just it, luck of the draw. Those random things do come out. Yeah. We're looking forward to Ian Thorpe dropping by as well for an exclusive interview about his life and his exciting new project. But first, let's kick off the hour with Eddie and the news.
It's taken 6 firefighters, 2 council rangers and a cherry picker to save a kitten from a building in Sydney's west.
So how did it get... Do we know how it got down?
Well, I guess it climbed up there like cats do, I suppose, and could have jumped down. More details on that story later, Nat. I'll bring you the in and out of that rescue. Details are sketchy at the moment, but I will bring you more.
Who can ever figure out what a cat does?
Yeah.
Don't you reckon they're just...
Don't diss.
No, I'm not dissing cats. I'm saying
they're just a little
adventurous, aren't they?
They are.
Adventurous.
How many fireys over the years have brought down cats from trees, cats from buildings, cats from drains?
Yeah, good on them. All right, sport time. The Cowboys have opened talks with Jonathan Thurston for a contract extension that will take the premiership captain through to the end of the 2018 NRL season. Meanwhile, Gold Coast forward Ryan James is free to tackle the Broncos tomorrow night. The Titans know they can't afford to get off to a sluggish start. St Kilda champion Nick Riewoldt is dedicating his 300th AFL game this weekend to his sister Maddie, who died last year from a bone marrow disease. The match against the Western Bulldogs will raise money for the Maddie's Vision charity.
He's doing a great job.
They're doing fantastic. Awesome.
Now to today's weather with Sam Mack in Darlington.
The light of the camera or me? Yes, good morning, guys. This is we've got Brendan, who's the founder of this whole thing, the Burrumbuttock Hay Run. He just said, do I look at you or the light? You can look wherever you want, mate, because I love what you've done with this. So, for those who aren't familiar, why is this so important, delivering this hay to drought-affected areas?
Yeah, look, it's letting them know that someone still cares up there. A lot of farms up there think they're forgotten.
So many very, very proud Australians who want to help people who are doing it tough, drought-affected areas. So we'll be back in half an hour.
Yes, along the Aussie flag on the bale of hay. That's a really classic shot, isn't it? Thank you very much, Sam.
That is the Aussie spirit. And you this morning, the big welfare change, the controversial plan to deduct rent from pensioners before payday.
Plus dangerous drivers caught on camera. The motorists getting in the way of emergency services.
And Donald Trump's inner mean girl, how the would-be president would sound from the mouths of teenage girls.
Stay the same, become a new fame. Walk backward, step.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump can certainly spit out a nasty tweet or two, but wait until you hear his words coming out of the mouths of your typical teenage mean girls.
I have never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke.
I don't think ours would last the 180 metres. They're a bit fragile, aren't they? Particularly for big blokes. All right, Craig, thank you. Do you reckon that'll get through, Nat?
Yeah. Politicians shut up. People will love that. Ahead this Thursday, 1GP for life. The government's plan to streamline the health system for Aussies who need it most. And big Maxplosion, a truck carrying gas cylinders burst into flames at a Sydney Macca's.
Morning Brisbane, partly cloudy with a top 32 today. Sydney can expect a mostly sunny afternoon with 25 degrees. Here's Nat.
A nice shot of Sydney this morning. Now to the plan to deduct rent from welfare payments before payday. The proposal would affect public housing tenants, and the idea is to claw back some of the $30 million a year in unpaid and late rents. Hot topic this morning. For more, let's bring in advertising guru Jane Caro and news.com.au editor Daniel Sankey. Dan, should rent come out before people pay their get the rest of their money from public housing?
I actually think this is a great idea.
Why should we punish those who are absolutely good about paying their rent? That it's part of their dignity, part of their self-respect. Why should they then be punished because some default? I think if you default, yes, absolutely.
Right.
Let's take it out of your welfare first. But if you take the responsibility and pay it regularly, then no, you should be afforded the dignity that all the rest of us in society has, the expectation that you will continue to do the right thing.
The problem is when people don't pay, they don't pay, and then that costs the taxpayers.
Yes, that's what you're saying. Then you step in.
Then you step in.
Interesting. Okay, now a women's group is pushing for plain packaging laws for kids' toys, similar to those in place for cigarettes. Can of worms. What do you think?
Well, I hope we don't put any hideous photographs on the plain packaging for the toys. It's really interesting, isn't it? I don't think plain packaging is the way to go. And we are obsessed with trying to make sure that boys are like boys and girls are like girls. Also, marketers do themselves out of 50% of the potential market. It's taken us till very recently to realise that girls like Lego. We marketed it to boys exclusively, which is crazy from a marketing perspective. Plain packaging, no. A pink aisle and a blue aisle, come on marketers, that's a bit dumb.
Yeah. I actually just think this is ridiculous, and the fact that this is the subject of a Senate inquiry really rankles me. I think parents, one thing they get mad about is being told how to parent their kids. Now, if they want to take them down an aisle which is blue or pink, or if they want to buy their son a Barbie or their daughter a Transformer or vice versa, let the parents make that decision.
Maybe the money could be better spent. Thanks, gents. And thanks, Jade.
Gents, I'll be a gent. I'm happy to be a gent. That's okay.
There you go, Koshi.
Sorry to have a blue background on the graphic. This is for...
It's macho. It's reinforcing the macho dominant stereotype.
I'm sorry. And it's all green going up. I wish I had a red arrow there. But finance news, and let's take a look at the markets. The Dow up over 100 points at the moment, and European markets did well also. To our region yesterday, look, we got off to a cracking start, but then faded towards the end, and we closed up just 5 and 6 points. To the commodities, and gold down a fraction to $1,227 an ounce, oil 38 US a barrel. But take a look at this Aussie dollar, 76 and 3/4 US cent, 86 Japanese yen, and $1.10 New Zealand. Now, the Australian Bureau of Stats has released new population data. Craig Jones from CommSec is with us. Craig, what are the highlights?
Well, Koshi, the highlights basically is the new housing areas of Australia going gangbusters.
All right, Craig, thank you for that. Here's Dan. Okay.
Thank you. Ahead this sunrise, the countdown to the cash cow is on. We have 40 grand, 40,000 big ones to give away to our first lucky winner. Have we not turned the lights on? What is she doing? Plus, shark debate. The new calls to cull sharks after a horrific attack on a New South Wales surfer. And Ian Thorpe out of the pool. The swimming legend is live with his new racing role. He'll join us this morning.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
Oh, the Cash Cow is giving you the chance to double your money this morning. Stand by the phone. We are counting down until we make today's first call. It is worth $40,000, Natalie.
Huge.
To be in the running for our next draw, you need the code word, which is lady.
All the big names are doing it. Adele, Sia, Elton John. Now J-Lo has had a crack at late-night TV show host James Corden's Carpool Karaoke. This could be the start of something very special, I think. Latest star to join Instagram, Oscar-winning actress Halle Berry has just joined up to the social platform. The 49-year-old's entrance involved a tasteful topless selfie.
It's probably not even her. No, I'm sure it is.
Oh.
She just grabbed her photos. No, she did not.
She loves her photography. It is coming up to 7 o'clock. These are our top stories.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise on 7. Now live from Recce Central, Koshi and Nat.
Hello again, we've kicked off the countdown to the first cash cow call. We could be calling you very, very soon.
Also today, Ian Thorpe is going to be here for an exclusive interview about his life and his exciting new project. We haven't heard from him for a while, so that should be good.
Isn't it? 7 o'clock, here's the news with Ed.
Thank you, Koshi. A man was killed and a woman suffered serious injuries when they were stabbed repeatedly at a restaurant in Sydney. Horrified diners watched as it happened. For the details, we go live now to Jessica Dietrich in Hornsby. Jess, it's still a crime scene there. What's the latest?
Some sort of relationship dispute is believed to be behind this, Eddie. The 39-year-old woman is now in a stable condition. She's being treated at Royal North Shore Hospital for stab wounds to her chest and a punctured sternum. Now, police were expecting to lay charges on that 38-year-old man later today, most probably murder and attempted murder.
Thank you, Jess.
The Cowboys are planning ahead an opening talks with Jonathan Thurston for a contract extension that will take the Premiership captain through to the end of the 2018 NRL season. It's a good move.
All right, let's get the weather now with Sam Mack, who's at Darlington Point in New South Wales, supporting Aussie farmers in need.
You can donate to the Sydney Rotary Club. Really good thing to help out with this morning, and we'll be back meeting more of the people involved soon.
Thank you, Sam, and we will stick all those details on our website if you haven't had a chance to write them down.
As Victoria's Premier has vowed to implement all 227 recommendations from the state's Family Violence Royal Commission. Recommendations include specialist family violence courts, one-stop safety hubs, more crisis housing and greater information sharing between authorities. Victoria's Family Violence Minister, Fiona Richardson, joins me now. Good morning to you. Your government has vowed to implement all these recommendations. When and how are you going to fund it?
There's no doubt that we will have to make a significant investment towards family violence specialist services, also towards providing better housing options.
How do you stop men, and it is mostly men, getting to women?
Changing attitudes towards women is at the heart.
Domestic violence is now the leading cause of death and disability among women under 45. You know those figures. What do you think women in these situations are thinking this morning? What's the one thing that will help them?
So there's a great many things that we need to do. This isn't something that we are going to be able to turn around overnight.
And all those areas working together. Thanks very much for your time, Fiona Richardson.
My pleasure.
Koshi.
Nat, a young surfer has been attacked by a shark on the New South Wales south coast. It happened last night about 100 metres off Kiama's Bombo Beach. 7 News reporter Ashley Mullaney is in Kiama, and shark expert Michael Brown from Surfwatch Australia joins us from Bondi. Ashley, first to you, what's the latest on the man's condition this morning?
Yeah, Koshi, he's still in hospital in St George Hospital this morning after undergoing surgery on his hand and his leg. When he's arrived at shore, thankfully there were actually 2 off-duty nurses.
Gee, he was lucky there, wasn't he? Michael, do we know what sort of shark it was?
If we look at the horrific injuries, it's probably fairly obvious it's either a great white or maybe a bronze whale. It's something like that.
Thank you for that.
More now on that British man who took that awkward photo on board the hijacked EgyptAir flight. He's speaking out for the first time this morning. He has admitted he wanted the selfie of a lifetime. Gosh, you Nat.
Okay.
I love that. That's hilarious. Thanks, Eddie.
Still to come on Sunrise. Ian Thorpe live at the Swimming Star opens up about his new life out of the pool. Also, box office hits, what's new at the movies this school holidays.
And double the money. We are making our first cash cow call worth $40,000.
The Gold Coast Commonwealth Games mascot will be revealed in the Sunrise event. Live from the Gold Coast, Monday.
Sending your suggestions ahead of the announcement. We're throwing an ultimate Sunrise Beach Party on Monday. We want you to join us. We'll all be at Burleigh Heads on the Gold Coast.
And Samantha Jade is our very special guest. She's going to be performing her biggest hits. All the details are on the Sunrise website.
A big goanna or something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't designed by a Sunrise viewer that the mascot is, so
That's
it's
right.
exciting.
Around a
This is
competition.
it.
Very exciting.
Giant pineapple.
Oh,
Other suggestions.
Peanut. They're big for their
People have
peanuts.
allergies.
Yeah, can't do that. That would be bad, wouldn't it? All right.
Starring away from the giant tuna. Let's get the news of the day. Here's Eddie.
Thank you very much, Nat. Starting in Sydney, and terrified diners have watched on in horror as a man was stabbed to death at a Korean restaurant in the city's Upper North Shore. The Prime Minister will unveil major healthcare reforms today ahead of tomorrow's COAG meeting with state and territory leaders in Canberra. Under the plan, patients with multiple chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease will have to enrol with a single medical practice. Brett has his book.
Eddie, a remarkable milestone for one of our favourite saints. St Kilda's Nick Riewoldt is set to become just the 5th saint to reach 300 games. The club legend will dedicate the match to Maddie Riewoldt's vision, the charity set up in his sister's memory. That's a fantastic milestone, but what he's doing is so much bigger than that. It's great.
Well done,
Let's get the weather.
What are you seeing? What's happening here?
I'm seeing like all the trucks are delivering here to Queensland, delivering hay to farmers, hay to animals that need surviving.
He's providing lots of lols. He's very funny. He's got lots of opinions on TV. He wants to be on TV when he's an adult. What sort of TV show would you like to host?
Your TV?
Okay, so he wants my job. That's great. I've just met the new weatherman for Sunrise in the flesh. Very good, Brody. Let's check your weather around the country.
Sunrise weather.
We've been having running races. Do you want to have one more running race, Brody?
Okay.
All right, so I'll race you to that tree around the corner. On your marks, get set, go. All right, guys, we'll be back in half an hour. You cheated. He cheated at the start. Come on, you can do it. I'm going to beat you there. I'm going to beat you there. I'm going to beat you there.
He's got your number, Sam, Matt. Love how Sam doesn't let the kids win. You know, it's always, it's a full-on competition for you, Sam.
He's very competitive. Still to come, a country practice for sale. The TV police station on the market.
Oh, that music. And did someone call the Batmobile? Meet the superhero prankster turning heads.
And reckless and stupid. To see the drivers caught on camera getting in the way of emergency services. That's in my special report soon on Sunrise.
Our next guest is the most successful Olympian Australia has ever produced, bar none. Ian Thorpe won 5 Olympic gold medals over 2 games.
Ian Thorpe, good morning.
Good morning.
Is it still weird watching those replays?
I was getting a little bit nervous there.
Enjoy the races.
I will.
Yeah.
Be sure you'll be very fashionable as usual.
and don't get it on any horses. Thanks, Ian Thorpe. Thanks for joining us.
Now, Seven's coverage of the Sydney Autumn Racing Carnival kicks off this Saturday. For more information, go to the Sunrise website.
Thank you very much, Koshi. The school holidays are upon us. Kids in Queensland and Victoria already on the break with other states to follow, and that means, of course, blockbuster season at the box office. Our Nelson Aspen joins us from New York with the ultimate movie guide.
Well, everybody's been talking about Batman versus Superman. It's breaking box office records, even though the reviews haven't been so hot. But there is a smorgasbord of big, giant movies, all competing for your hard-earned dollar. And of course, don't forget about Melissa McCarthy's comedy The Boss, Chris Hemsworth, The Huntsman, Winter's War, lots of choices. And next week, I will have my interviews with the casts of Allegiant and Jungle Book, only here on Sunrise.
That is one of my favourite books, The Jungle Book, Nelson. Very much looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Guys, back to you.
It's Thursday morning, still ahead on Sunrise. Double the dollars, double the call. We're phoning today's second cash cow winner. $50,000 coming up very soon.
Also, overweight and on the brink of death, the rescue dog that saved a man's life. And Aussie heir to the throne. Now, we talked about this bloke the other day with Rob Jobson. The man who believes he's Charles and Camilla's secret love child.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. News time now. Here's Eddie.
Thank you, Nat. Now, if you get reprimanded for wheeling around on your swivel chair at work, try telling your colleagues you're training for the Office Chair Grand Prix. I'm not quite sure if we attended the same
Race
thing.
your Brett's, come on. Go. Come on.
I can't get my legs down.
Dodgy chair. Oh, gosh, you're going to win. Got you down the straight. Got you straight into the wall.
All right. Sorry.
Ours make too much noise
Send him
for
back there. Gotcha.
They're a bit fragile, these.
Ours are a bit
They're not
fragile.
really Formula One racing.
No, they won't get a start on the grid.
WD-40 too, because they make a bit of noise.
It is
fun,
bizarre.
though.
We've got the noisiest stools and we're in a TV studio.
Yeah.
You've got the noise. Bounce up and down. You've got the
can't
noise.
move.
Great fun, though.
It's good, isn't it? It's good sport. Maybe we should get a team and head off to Tokyo.
I can't believe I
call
stole
free
that from
sharing.
sport. That's a legitimate sports story, Brett.
It is. That is a leader right there. In the meantime, while Koshy's finding his way back, the Cowboys are planning ahead, opening talks with Jonathan Thurston for a contract extension that will take the Premiership captain through to the end of the 2018 NRL season. I mean, in the past, you always, when you're watching the opening ceremony, you see those shots where we take vision of the swimmers in the village watching the opening ceremony. Normally, they sit out by choice.
Yeah, or some might go if they're racing later or something, but this year no one will be going.
Correct, yeah.
All right, let's check in with the weather. Sam Mack is helping a great cause out in the bush.
Sunrise weather.
Have a safe drive and well done. Love your work. Supporting those in need affected by the drought. It's fantastic. So if you can, please give something.
Yes, because the money goes to the hay, but also there's an enormous amount of fuel needed to get all the trucks up there,
right.
so well done.
Loved it.
Still to come this morning. A massive cash cow jackpot.
Speaking of needing to go on a diet now,
Out of control.
plus Charles and Camilla's secret son. Meet the man who says he is a royal love child.
And he's got the documents.
Yeah, he says he has.
And wait till you see Leonardo DiCaprio's nickname for J-Lo.
Getting the wrong
J-Lo, you know, from the block. Yeah? You know, from the block.
I'm not going to let you send that.
Go on.
It is news time. Here's Eddie.
Thank you very much, Nat. Terrified diners have watched on in horror as a man was stabbed to death at a Korean restaurant in Sydney. A woman who was with him at Hornsby also suffered serious injuries. The attacker is believed to be her former partner. To Adelaide now, and a man is expected to be charged with murder today after a woman was stabbed to death in her driveway in the city's eastern suburbs. Live to 7 News reporter Peter Caldecott, who's been at the crime scene for us this morning in Kensington Park. Peter, where did they catch the man?
The 43-year-old Clemsig man was arrested here at the crime scene shortly after the attack. A neighbour raised the alarm after she found a 63-year-old woman had collapsed in her front yard with multiple stab wounds. Now, paramedics were called to the scene, but sadly they were unable to save her.
Thank you very much, Peter Caldecott. There'll be more details on that on 7 News. Now to the panda, taking on barrettes for the title of Selfie Master. Video just released shows a giant panda called Manu Made swinging his arm across his foster dad's shoulders to capture a special selfie. Clearly happy with the photo, giving his foster dad a few hugs.
Cash cow,
we can all do that.
Recreate.
The cash cow's foster dad,
Come up all right.
Mark Beretta.
That's
Well, he's
There
not
you
a
go.
panda,
Put that up against your panda.
but he's pretty close.
Take it a panda any
Better
day.
than your normal ones, so that's
Thanks, Nat. Very kind. That's right. No more selfies. That's the rule.
Now to the weather. So Mac is in Darling Point in New South Wales.
Brodie was in a Steggles chicken commercial a couple of years ago, so tell me about that role.
And then you have to like steal the chicken,
Yeah.
then run off, and
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't catch you.
All right, so you've got to do your sneak up and then run up. So this is a recreation of the commercial that Brodie was in. He was playing a character named Matthew, and here we go in 3, 2, 1. So I'm Brenda. Matthew's a cheeky little Stegler. He's sneaking up to grab the chicken, aka banana, and he's done it. He's still got it. He's still got the skills that made him so successful and made him a TV star. Little legend, little legend.
Thank you, Sam Mac. Great morning.
How'd you like to win some cash?
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
It is time to call our second cash cow winner, $50,000. There's the first ring. We are calling Orange in New South Wales. Orange. I don't think it's a bow.
Hello.
John. Oh, that doesn't sound like Lorraine.
No. Yes, it does.
It is Lorraine.
It is.
Lorraine, you lucky duck. You picked up in the nick of time. It is Sunrise calling the cash cow. Lorraine, because of your instant reflexes, you have won $50,000.
Oh my God.
50 grand, Lorraine Cullen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It feels weird when you're on the other end of the phone. What do you do in Orange, Lorraine?
I'm retired. I've been entering for ages and ages. Actually, not long ago, round the corner from me, they won.
Orange, lucky town, lucky streak. What do you think you'll do with $50,000, Lorraine?
I'll help my 2 daughters. She has lupus nephritis, which attacks the kidneys. She had a kidney transplant 5 years ago, but that is actually failing now, and she'll go back on dialysis very soon. But this will help a great deal.
Oh, good on you, Lorraine.
Story. I'm so glad it's going to you, Lorraine.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I have to go and wake my husband up.
Go and wait. Oh, maybe
you
not.
could go do some online shopping first.
Yeah, exactly.
Or my best friend has a store in Orange, Lorraine, Jumbled and Igloo. Go buy yourself something nice.
Yes. Oh, I definitely will. Definitely will.
That's great, Lorraine. You picked up just in the nick of time.
It's easy.
I thought it had gone.
It's such a great town, Orange.
Yeah, beautiful town.
Yes. Now, to be in the running for our next draw, you need the code word. Today's code word is lady. Still to come this morning, first it was cigarettes, now comes the push for children's toys to be sold in plain packaging. And the final word on the 3-second rule, there's new research on food safety. You're not going to like it.
Coming up after sunrise, Jennifer Hawkins, Ian Thorpe, Al Pacino's former Aussie flame, and
fierce but tender.
Why this Hollywood heavyweight wants to work with Larry and Kylie. That's the morning show next.
It's because he works in the jungle. In the Sunrise newsfeed this morning, a women's group is pushing for plain packaging laws for children's toys. Let's bring in Emily Taylor from InStyle magazine, comedian Tim Rosso-Ross, and the morning show's colleague Gillies.
Queen of the jungle.
Queen of the jungle. What do you think?
I don't even know where to start with this, Koshi. I mean, firstly, we're suggesting that boys all play with guns and girls all play with dolls, which we know is not true. 1 in 3 women have been subject to physical violence at some time in their life, and suggesting that's because we potentially play with Barbies or boys play with trains is just, it's offensive.
I went to Target to buy her a nightie because girls like that, don't they?
No.
It's
right next to the irons.
Yeah, no. Brown paper packaging for toys, no, but the way that we market to children is wrong.
Most of your toys come in brown paper bags, don't they?
Yeah. I wasn't going to do those jokes, but
I think what's happened here, Zonta International has been asked to make a submission to the Senate inquiry. They've had to come up with something. This is what they've come up with. I think what they should do is stick to the great advocacy work that they do and the great programs they do.
That's great parenting right there. Love it.
Saved me, Nat.
Thank God Liv looks after the kids. Still to come, call a cab, get Batman, the taxi driver surprising passengers. And see why Leonardo DiCaprio made J-Lo blush during carpool karaoke.
Even if you were broke, my love don't cost a thing.
Harrison Ford's real-life plane crash.
I don't know how to explain it.
He opens up about that moment on Sunrise tomorrow.
Now, ordering an Uber has never been more exciting for commuters in Los Angeles.
Great story, this next one. There is a very real chance you could be picked up by Batman in a Lamborghini.
Whoa.
I didn't think I'd ever say this.
There you go.
Batman, welcome to Sunrise. Can you hear us? Okay.
I don't hear anything.
Hi, Batman.
Hello.
Why are you an Uber driver?
Am I live?
You are.
I'm live?
Across Australia.
Oh, damn, I don't hear anything.
Big country. Can you hear us?
Okay, I guess I can't hear anything, so.
Right. Did you have to get away from Superman?
What? What about...
Someone call an Uber?
This guy? This is my show. Get out.
You guys are really...
Sorry about that.
Where'd you come up with the idea of being superheroes on the Uber network in LA?
The idea of superhero? Well, I don't know. I was born like this, so.
Okay.
Where do you fit your mints and your water?
My water? Oh, wait, sorry?
Your water.
My water?
Yeah.
I love water. What? I heard lots of laughing. Are you guys laughing at me?
No, we're laughing with you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I hope you're laughing at Superman.
Don't flick past to me. All right. I'll throw to the break so you can recover from that. I'm speechless. All right. Still to come, from dating Al Pacino to flashing Prince Charles, director Lyndall Hobbs opens up on her extraordinary A-list life. And J. Co.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Oh, you're all back.
No, he did not. Well, right, what's he said?
Is you mean tonight, Bubble, club-wise?
Double your chances with the cash cow tomorrow.
Great day today.
See you then from 5:30. Top of the morning show.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning show. Here's what's coming your way.